Hello and welcome to Northeast Tonight, the show that decodes the region. The battle lines are finally drawn. Assam seems set for a keenly contested electoral battle in the summer of 2021. While the ruling BJP and its key regional ally, the Assam Gana Parishad, are maintaining a brave face, the fact remains that it is not just the Congress and the AIUDF that would be in the fray as the main opposition in 2021. The focus has shifted rather dramatically to regionalism and a plethora of new regional political forces that are emerging on the arena. The ASU and the AJYCP have taken up an unprecedented decision to back a new regional political party to be headed by some of its current top leaders. An ASU convention in October is slated to give a final shape or even lead to the formation of this new regional party. In the meantime, filmmaker Janu Barua, senior advocate Arup Barbara, and other eminent people have formed a new regional party called the Sanjukta Ansolik Dal Assam. Journalist turned Rajya Sabha MP Ajit Bhuya and others have floated a party named Ansolik Gana Morcha. The Krikhak Mukti Sangram Samiti too has announced it would form a political party to fight the 2021 elections. Now the big question is, will these regional parties have sufficient support to take on and defeat the BJP and its allies? What about the argument that while regional party votes could split, the committed BJP votes would remain intact? Can the small regional forces take on the BJP and achieve its objective of forming an alternative government without forging an understanding with the Congress, still the state's main opposition party? If Congress is taboo, then can these regional parties enter into an electoral alliance to achieve their broad objective of unseating the BJP? Will the AGP lose its support base, and will the AGP be forced to share its vote bank with the new regional parties? These are the key questions, but before we begin the discussions, let's go straight to AGP President Atul Bora, who is with me at this point in time. All right, AGP President Mr. Atul Bora is with me. Mr. Atul Bora, welcome, Senior Cabinet Minister. My first question to you, Mr. Atul Bora, you see, is the AGP worried with the ASU and the AJYCP deciding to back the formation of a new regional political party? This is actually an unprecedented development, because even in 1985, when the AGP was formed, the ASU did not directly back the formation of the AGP. Are you a worried man today?
In a democracy, people are at liberty to form political parties. As far as latest development of forming a new regional party is concerned, AGP is not worried at all, because AGP was born as a result of 6 years long movement, and AGP is the pillar of regionalism in Assam. Merely forming a political party by certain groups in Assam will no way affect the AGP.
Okay. Now you see, Mr. Atul Bora, there is a feeling that the regional party votes will be split if a new party backed by the ASU comes up. Because there is your party on one side, there will be the ASU-backed political party that is going to come up. There are at least two new regional parties have been formed, and so on and so forth. What do you think?
No, we do not think so. Observing their support base, it can be easily presumed that the new formation will cut vote banks of Congress and AIUDF, and that would be beneficial for AGP.
All right, you don't think that the votes will be split, but again, I'll not take much of your time. My final question to you, Mr. Atul Bora, You see, now the Krikhak Mukti Hangram Committee has also said that they are going to form a political party. Now the question is, if the KMSS joins or decides to side with the new ASU-backed party, the political equations in Assam may change dramatically in 2021, isn't it?
It is not only ASU and KMSS. A lot of people are coming up with the idea of forming new political parties. All are welcome. There will be a change in equation, but not to the extent of having impact on AGP and ruling alliance. I told you earlier that the new parties will hit vote banks of Congress and AIDF. There is no insecurity from AGP side because the people will judge us on the basis of our performance. Yes, AGP committed some mistake. The AGP has rectified its mistakes, and after deep self-introspection has emerged with a new philosophy, that is progressive regionalism, Pragotihil Jatiyatavad, and with this new philosophy, the AGP has been able to owe the youngsters in large number. I think that is a good sign, that is good for AGP.
All right, Mr. Atul Bora, I'd like to thank you for joining me at this point in time. The AGP President Atul Bora, they are extremely unfazed, saying that the emergence of new regional parties in the fray in the 2021 elections is not going to eat on the votes of the AGP. Rather, it will impact on parties like the Congress and the AIUDF. That is the contention of AGP President Atul Bora. All right, now to discuss the subject, I am joined by Assam BJP Vice President Swapnanil Barua. Joining me from Tinsukia is the spokesman of the newly formed Sanjukta Ansolik Dal Akhom, Professor Uttam Duara. I also have well-known political commentator and professor at Guwahati University, Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, and senior advocate Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary is also joining me from Guwahati. But the full focus now, of course, is on the proposed regional party that is coming up with the backing of the ASU and the AJYCP. Let's quickly listen in a few minutes to what ASU President Dipankar Nath and General Secretary Lurin Jyoti Gogoi have to say on the proposed party, and then we will open the debate.
আমাৰ পৰিকল্পনা সঠিকভাৱে আগবঢ়াই লৈ গৈ আছো জাতিটোৰ নিৰাপত্তাৰ স্বাৰ্থত আৰু এটা সঠিক অৰ্থতে আঞ্চলিকতাবাদী ধাৰা এটা আগবঢ়াই লৈ যোৱাৰ স্বাৰ্থত বিকল্প ৰাজনৈতিক শক্তিৰ কথা ছাত্ৰ সন্থাৰ মজিয়াৰ পৰা বা অসম যুৱ ছাত্ৰ পৰিষদৰ মজিয়াৰ পৰা আমি সময় কৈ আহিছোঁ এই গোটেই কথাটোৰ সাকাৰ ৰূপ দিয়া হ'ব অহা কেইদিনমানৰ ভিতৰত
85 চনৰ যিটো পটভূমি আছিল 9 গৰাকী ব্যক্তি বৰণ্য ব্যক্তিৰ হাতত অভিৱৰ্তনৰ দায়িত্ব দিছিল তেওঁলোকে এটা পৰিৱেশ ঘোষণা কৰিছিল এতিয়াও এবাৰ পৰামৰ্শদাতা সমিতিক আমি সকলো ধৰণৰ পৰামৰ্শ বিচাৰিছোঁ তেওঁলোকে যিটো যুগুত হয় অসমৰ সুৰক্ষিত ভৱিষ্যতৰ কাৰণে সকলো কথা তেওঁলোকে নিৰ্ধাৰণ কৰিব আৰু যদি প্ৰয়োজন সাপেক্ষে তেওঁলোকে ৰাজনৈতিক দলৰ জন্মৰ কথা উল্লেখ কৰে ৰাজনৈতিক দল যেতিয়া গঠন হ'ব তেওঁলোকে এই কথাবোৰ তেওঁলোকে ঠিক ঠাক কৰিব কিন্তু এটা কথা সকলোৱে জানে যে আদৰ্শগতভাৱে মিল থকা অনুষ্ঠান বা দলসমূহৰ লগত তেওঁলোকৰ বুজাবুজি বা এলায়েন্স হ'ব লাগিব যাতে ভোট বিভাজন কোনো কাৰণতে নহয় ভোট বিভাজন যদি বেছি হয় সুযোগ গ্ৰহণ কৰিব বিজেপি আৰু কংগ্ৰেছে
All right, these are the statements, these are the remarks of the leaders of the proposed ASU and AJYCP-backed political party, that is Dipankar Nath, who is currently the president of ASU, and Lurin Jyoti Gogoi, the current general secretary. Let's open the debate. I'd like to go straight to our non-political panelist, Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto. Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, the focus once again is suddenly back on regionalism. We have the AGP, one of the pioneering regional groups, which is an ally of the BJP. So it's on one side of the political spectrum. On the other side, we have several political parties that are threatening to take on the ruling alliance. On one hand, we have already seen the birth of a new political party, that is the Sanjukta Ansolik Dol Ahom, formed by filmmaker Janu Borua, advocate Orup Borbora and others. We have the representative, Professor Uttam Dora, joining me from Tinsukia. And on the other side, the ASU-backed political party is almost becoming a reality. You have heard the two ASU leaders saying that there will be a convention in October and we can have the new party as early as in October. And Ajit Bhuyan, the journalist turned politician, have also formed a new political party by the name of a new political party has also been formed. But the point is, how do you look at this development, the focus on regionalism, how is it going to impact the elections in 2021?
Well, Wasbir, good evening and nice to be back to your channel after a long time. Well, there are two dimensions as I look at it. One is political alternative. The second is alternative politics. Now, sometimes, for example, during Assam, agitation, there is a wave against foreigners and there is a macro impact of the Assam agitation, as a result of which a regional political platform came back to power called AGP. Now, that is the wave that created, all Assam macro, regional political party. But on the other hand, for example, in Delhi, AAP, created alternative politics through a process, through institutionalization, fight against corruption. They were against the going into the micro issues, designing the whole political culture and dialogue. That's how they tried to create an alternative politics. Now, in which formulation the recent articulation of regionalism would fall, I think it is open for you to decide. Now, if you look at a political party, in order to be successfully dependent on four factors. One is organizational structure, second is mobilization, third is population dynamics, fourth is primordialism or issues. Number one, what is your organization? Because we do not have more than 5-6 months for the election to be held in 2021, maybe
Right.
6-7 months.
Right.
Now, in such a short period, if you look at BJP, the alternative competitor you have, BJP, Congress, AIDF. These are gigantic political parties from the state to district level, district to mandal level, then mandal to booth level. And in each constituency, there are about 250 to 300 booths. And each booth have about 300 workers. Now, to connect these political dynamics from the grassroots to the macro level of the state level, it is a gigantic process that requires little bit of political, organization, mobilization, so and so forth. Whether these newly constructed regional political parties, they maintain this kind of connection with the people, I do not know. And I do not see a very macro wave that will engulf people to the ideology of these newly formed regional political parties. I have my best wishes to them. And on top of that, Wasbi, you must remember, this is not the Assam of 1985. Now, since 1985, I can give you about 18 constituencies have changed, because sometimes it is AGP, sometimes it is other indigenous political parties who had their domination. But now 19 to 26, totally it has gone out of the indigenous people hand. So as a result, my point is that in a democracy, everybody is in a right. They have the right to contest election.
Absolutely.
But the most important question is about organization, connection with the grassroots level, and on top of that,
Okay, we'll
there is
have
a
to-
structural change of political culture.
Right.
That political culture from issue-based politics to
Right.
a politics of primordialism, language, ethnicity, indigeneity,
We'll
religion.
expand on that, Dr.
These factors
Nanagopal.
have become very important.
Absolutely. We'll expand on that. Very, very important points made by Dr. Nanagopal Mohanty as his opening remarks. Let me go to Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary. Before I ask you the question, Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary, may I ask you to clarify, are you a member of any political party? Are you a member of the Ansolik Gana Morcha?
I am associated with Ansolik Gana Morsha. But I am not, see, Ansolik Ganomorsa is not a political party. That is where you have, I think you have wrongly, quoted. It's actually what Ojit Bhuiya was trying was to unite all the regional forces. Since it is a front, therefore it can't be a political party. So the aims and objective of the
Now-
AGM, that is Ansolik Ganomorsa, is to unite all the regional forces. Anyway, I'm not part of any political party as on.
Okay, now the point is, since you are a very keen observer of the political situation and you have been, you know the formation of this Ansolik Ganomorsa and its attempt. Now my question, in the introduction I said, on one side of the political spectrum is Assam's pioneering regional party, that is the AGP, which is part of the BJP-led alliance. So that is one part of the spectrum. On the other side is the new political party that has already been formed, that is the Sanjukta Ansolik Dol Ahom, and the ASU AJYCP-backed political party that is likely to emerge on the scene within a month's time after a political convention. Now, how do you look at it? Because if there are 3-4 political parties, 3-4 regional parties, who is going to benefit at the end of the day? The regional party votes are going to split, while the committed Congress or committed BJP vote bank are going to remain intact. That is one argument. Do you subscribe to this argument?
Okay. Well, if there are 3-4 regional parties, then it is certainly going to help the BJP. Let us not, proceed on that hypothesis. Okay. Now you see, the regionalism as a political ideology is bound to grow when you have a regime like BJP at the center and the state. It's bound to grow. Now, in fact, regionalism is gaining ground not only in the state of Assam, but in many states in India. See, 1980s was the period when we noticed rising regional aspirations. And that was something to do with the 6-year-old Assam agitation. Resultantly, we had a regional party called Ahom Gana Porikhod. And we have all seen, I'm very happy that the AGP president is there. We have all seen what this regional party has done to the state of Assam. And look at the way these people are functioning. Now they have mortgaged their conscience to the BJP. Now, just first for the sake of sharing power, they have lost their regional identity. Thereby, I'll never subscribe to the view that regionalism has come to an end in the state. No, I think there is still a lot of appetite of the people of Assam for regionalism, and this will be proved this time in the election.
Okay.
Let me explain one more thing. Please do not write off the regional parties. As on date, I don't agree with Mr. Nonigopal Mohanto fully. As on date, there are about 56 to 58, 60 odd seats, which can be won on the strength of the indigenous vote. And the stand taken by the ASU, that whosoever was in Assam on 1951, their Assamese, this is going to help the proposed regional front to get support, lot of support, substantial support from people from the other parts of the country staying in Assam. And I'll tell you one thing, BJP is a party which came to power by fluke in 2016. They never had any vote bank in state. Other than those handful of RSS guys, there are hardly any BJP vote bank in the state. Yes, today they have formed a vote bank, part of the T-Labor groups, a Bengali-speaking people, and a section of the,
Okay,
people from the others.
we will expand.
One more second.
No, this
Give
is
me
opening
30
remarks.
seconds.
I have got 2 or more panelists. Yes, you are basically saying that 56 to 60 seats comprise regional vote bank, so therefore regional party. But yes, to clarify your position, nobody has said that regionalism is not a force. We are actually debating that regionalism is back in the focus with the formation of several political parties and the ASU proposing to form a political party. We are going to discuss that. Let me go to you, Professor Uttam Duara. Professor Duara is a spokesperson of the newly formed Sanjukta Ansolik Dol. Professor Duara, my question is, now are you a serious player? My first question. I'm asking you this question whether you are a serious player, because being a new political party, will it be a symbolic contest, or is the Sanjukta Anshalik Dal aware of the situation that there has to be an alliance among the various regional parties if you have to put up a serious fight to the BJP, which is the ruling party, or for that matter, the Congress AIUDF combination on the other side? So, why I am asking you whether you are a serious player, that is because, are you ready to have alliances with the other regional political parties?
I am not experienced in practical politics, that is all right, but we are sincerely into it. And I would like to begin by saying that Sanjukta Anshalik Dal was not formed in the din and bustle of the recent times, but it was decided almost 15 months back, that was on May 19, 2019, in a meeting of representatives of various ethnic and linguistic groups, citizen committees, and people who believe in regionalism. And that a strong regional organization or party can provide safeguard to Assam, its language and culture, and its distinctive identity. Ours is an inclusive, secular, and democratic party. And
uncompromising, and will maintain equidistance from national parties and also from communities. And yes, coming to your next point, we will have to definitely unite with like-minded parties. Two other parties are coming up right now. The party which is likely to be formed by All Assam Students Union and Assam Jatiyatawadi Yuva Chhatra Parishad. And the other is, as we all know, like Deepak Mukti Congress Committee. Now we have shown a proactive stance that we are eager to work with them together so that the regionalism can.
So I think we'll have to fix the audio. We have got a very poor audio with Professor Duara. Apologize for that. We'll have to fix the audio before I can come back to you. Okay, let me go to you, Mr. Swapnanil Barua. Mr. Swapnanil Barua, this is for the first time that you are on my show as the Vice President of the Assam BJP. Number one, congratulations to you on your elevation. Secondly, Mr. Swapnanil Barua, are you a worried man today? Because you are putting up a brave face, all right, but you are facing a combined force of the Congress and the AIUDF on one side, and an ASU-backed political party on the other side. Because even in 1985, the ASU did not openly back the AGP, which was a product of the Assam agitation. But 35 years down the line, ASU has decided to back a political party to take on the BJP.
Well, Basbi, thank you for your good words. And if you ask me, are we worried? We are definitely not worried. I think we go by the saying, there's this saying where action is eloquence and the eyes of the ignorant are more watchful than their ears. We are approaching the election on the basis of our performance. We are not attempting to touch the sentiments of the people in a sense that, you have seen the emotional upsurgence into politics and what has been the consequences in the previous years. So we are trying to say that, look, we are going to the people of Assam, that please look at our performance, see what we have done for you, and we are coming back to you to continue this good work if you consider it to be a good work. And please do not be swayed by emotions, because we have suffered a lot being swayed by different kind of emotions over the past 2 years. It's about time that the people of Assam become hard-nosed, realize the practicalities of life, and really go about. Because the BJP on its own is trying to attend to the BPL population to see that they are taken care of, because it is not 2021 which is important for us. Yes, it is definitely important, but the most important year for us in the coming years is 2022. That is the 75th year of the independence, where we expect a lot of changes to happen in the country.
Okay.
So far as treating of the poverty aspect of it is concerned, we are now going to call it a day, and now we shall go into empowerment of the people so that they
Okay.
do not have to
We'll-
depend
we'll
on
talk-
the state
we'll-
for
we- we
support.
we will
But so
expand-
far as the effects of the
Yeah, we'll expand on all of that, Mr. Swapnil Barua. Sorry to cut you there. I'll have to go for a break, but before that, Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, I want you to explain to me, you see, there was a 6-year-long Assam movement. 1985, there was a convention in Golaghat and the AGP was formed. Even at that point of time, when Prafulla Mohanto, being the protagonist of the ASU, transforming himself along with Bhrigu Phukan as the leaders of the AGP, even at that time, the ASU did not openly come out and say that, oh, we are supporting the AGP. Therefore, perhaps, at the height of the Assam agitation in 85 election, the AGP could barely manage 60 seats. Now, my question to you, Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, today, 35 years down the line, the ASU and the AJYCP is openly saying that they will back the formation of a political party to defeat the BJP. So what has happened in 35 years that the ASU has decided to shed some of its non-political character and openly side with a political party? This is something I'm curious to know.
Well, Wasbir, ASU is now trying to transform itself from a non-political party to avowedly a political party, in the sense that although some of them will resign from ASU, that's a different thing. But the fact is that there is a kind of huge dissatisfaction within the ASU organization about the political experiment that ASU has been doing for last more than 35 years. If you look at today's political scenario, almost all the important secretary, president of each and every political party, barring maybe AIDF or maybe to some extent Congress, they're mostly in BJP and AGP, they're from ASU or even to some extent in Congress party. But all the political leaders who had their political and civil society orientation in ASU diametrically did the opposite when they came to political dispensation. So there is a kind of big hiatus between theoretical disposition, theoretical formulation of ASU and the empirical execution of the ideology that ASU has been propagating. So now ASU is in a doldrum. Now ASU's, on the one hand, their acceptability and legitimacy as a all-encompassing student organization in the state has been shrinking. So at this critical juncture, especially with CA, they have seen that NRC did not give them expected result. Even CA has also hugely defeated the expectation that they had. Now they are left with no other alternative but to jump in the political spectrum, political arsenal directly. That is number one. But I'm not worried. I'm not, I don't have to think much about ASU's jumping into the political arena. But what I'm worried, Wasbir, is the lack of preparation. I'm not against regionalism. I'm not saying that regionalism doesn't have, constituency. In fact, a BJP, it would be wrong to dub it as a 3H party, Hindi, Hindustani, or, Hindutva party, because BJP also has regionalized what they call the Ramdhenu or, kind of coalition that they're trying to project in case of Assam. So in Assam, nobody will be able to dominate the political arena without having coalition partners. So issue is not about regionalism. Issue is about how do you connect to the people? Because my worry is that CA as a issue, CA as a all Assam issue, can it really connect ASU as a political party to the electoral dynamics, to the psephological dimension?
Right.
Can ASU with one political agenda called CA? Already we had seen that BJP had won in 2019 parliamentary election.
Right.
They had a convincing victory in Panchayat election. So my point is that if you go to the people with CA in your mind, how far would it be a fructifying mechanism?
Absolutely. I'll have to go for a very quick break, but don't go away. I'll be right back. We are in the middle of a very engaging discussion on focus regionalism as far as 2021 election is concerned. So, welcome back, Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary. Is the fight, according to you, going to be symbolic? Because regional parties are very emotional political parties. They only talk about symbolism most of the time. Whereas parties like the BJP, they are election specialists. They fight to win. So, where is the killer instinct? Will the regional parties be able to unite? Will the regional party be able to shed some of their differences and unite for the sake of regionalism in the state? Or do you think this is going to be another emotional battle?
See, it won't be a symbolic fight. It would be a real fight between the regional force on one hand, Congress, AUDF on one hand, and BJP and AGP on the other hand. There will be a triangular contest. And in this triangular contest, I'm really hopeful that the regional party would fare much better. In that regard, I wish all the best to the regional party, and otherwise we'll be nowhere. Now you see, it's very easy to criticize things. It's true. It's too small a period to form a political party or to fight forces like BJP, which is really well off. They've got a lot of resources. I mean, in that such a scenario, it's a tough fight. There can be no manner of doubt. But going by the appetite of the people of Assam, which is for regionalism, I'm really hopeful that in 2021, BJP, I'm sure, cannot come to power. Yes, it could be there could be a possibility that handful of seats would be owned by Congress, AUDF combination, handful by the BJP, and handful by the regional party. Now, in such a scenario, as pointed out by Mr. Nonigopal Mohanto, there could be a scenario where, some parties may have to get together to form the government. That cannot be ruled out.
All right.
You cannot rule out the role of the BPF and other parties. So it could be a case where all will have to join hands to form the government.
Okay.
But the issue is everybody is focused to defeat BJP.
Okay.
Now I'm sure the vote.
Okay. Now these are the two important points that Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary has made. Let me quickly go to Professor Uttam Duara. Professor Duara, you have heard Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary is saying that, there is a huge appetite for regionalism in Assam. And you have heard Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, who says that, fighting election is all about having a proper organizational structure. Whether it is the Congress, whether it is the BJP, whether it is the AIUDF, these are the three political parties, along with, of course, the AGP. These are the four political parties who have an organizational structure in Assam. But take the case of your party, the Sanjukta Ansolik Dal. Where is the organizational structure? So these are issues. And if there is a huge appetite for regionalism, if there are four regional parties, who do you think are the people of Assam, the supporters of regionalism, going to choose from? Is that your dilemma today?
Okay. Yeah. Let me begin by saying that Sanjukta Ansolik Party, Sanjukta Ansolik Dal of Assam, was not formed in the din and bustle of the recent times. We have clear-cut agenda for the people. We have long-term policy for the future.
No, I
And
understand. Professor Duara, just a minute. Professor Duara, I understand you have an agenda. I understand you have a vision for the future. But it all boils down to putting up a good electoral fight. That is the ultimate. You have to win the elections.
That's what I'm coming to. We must not underestimate the people, common people. People see everything and they are the best judges. And they have seen what the other parties are doing, what the Congress is doing so far, what the BJP has been doing. And people are now ready for a change. They are, in fact, willing for a change. And that is the main thing right now at this point. Well, I do agree that Congress and BJP are very formidable. They have all sorts of money, power, and other things. But at the same time, it is the people who will finally give the judgment. I believe in that.
Okay, it is the people who will finally give the judgment. That is what elections are all about. I'm coming to you. Yes, Swapnil Barua, you want to say something? I'm coming to you, Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto. Yes, Swapnil Barua.
Yes, I think what I wanted to ask is that you have left us as if we are not a regional party. I mean, the issues before the electorate is that there are certain issues concerning the culture of Assam, of which we are also very concerned, and our party is not made up of aliens. We have a Sarbananda Sonowal who's representing Upper Assam, or a Ranjit Das who's representing Lower Assam, and we have our spread throughout from local people only. And our cultural issues are equally important in BJP as it is in other parties. So if you feel that we are not a regional party, or at least catering to the regional aspirations and expectations, it will be entirely reading the BJP wrong. So please make it very clear. I mean, let me make it very clear that we are a regional party. Yes, we have a national agenda, but for the purpose of elections of 2021, we have regional issues along with national issues, and we are committed to protecting the culture of this state and see that the indigenous cultures are protected. And you can see we have been going out. We have been assisting the Namghars, we have been assisting the 100-year-old masjids, temples, and we are trying to concentrate on our archaeology. We have increased the artist pensions. I mean, this is just a few things that I am trying to bring out. It will be wrong, therefore, to say that we are not a regional party and regional aspirations.
Swapnanil Bora, I am sure you also have plans to implement the report of the Clause 6 committee. Do you have plans to implement that?
Yes, definitely. But then again, you have to see that how it can be done accommodating all the interests that are there in the state. But primary, yes,
all right,
I'll
come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Implementing the Clause 6.
I will come back to you. Dr. Nonigopal Mohanto, do you think the BJP is going to take the hit because the emergence of these new political parties is going to impact heavily on the AGP, which is an important regional ally of the BJP? That is one argument that is emerging on the scene now. So BJP is going to be affected because of the AGP is going to take the hit. That is one argument. Do you subscribe to this?
Well, see, theoretically, yes. AGP, as a junior partner to BJP and as the manifestation of regional political party, might have to give in ways to the recently formulated regional parties. Theoretically, it could be said so. But at the same time, AGP will not be looked in isolation from BJP because, and that is number one, they will be looked as a bloc. Secondly, my political judgment or reading says that there could be political realignment of seats. For example, many constituencies presently given to the AGP may be readjusted with BJP and vice versa. Some seats presently in occupation or in, with BJP's MLA, it might go to AGP and vice versa. That is number two. And number three, yes, I do agree. In certain pockets, there could be some challenges from the newly formed regional political forces at the theoretical level. But again, question comes: how much the newly formed regional political platform could connect to the people? Why I'm a little bit skeptical was, let me give one personal example. In 2011, we were really played a kind of proactive role while providing support to the regional political parties, that is AGP. We wanted to say that, Congress was indulging in all forms of corruption and so forth. At that point of time, there was political, psephological prediction given by various study groups, particularly Center for Study of Developing Societies. In our department, Political Science, Guwahati University was associated with it. CSDS projected about 70 plus seats for Congress. I didn't believe in it. I randomly looked at the response sheet given by the people. It's the people voice I'm talking about. And I found out that majority of the respondents, they gave their, mandate in favor of Congress. Randomly, I took it out. This is Congress, next again Congress. So that's what I'm trying to say is that what we believe at the perceptual level and what happens at the empirical level, there is a big hiatus. You do not know. what we have tried to see, there are 5 factors that voters take into account. Number one, what individually that voter has got, particularly in state election. Secondly, what my family members got. Thirdly, what my community got. Fourthly, what my mohalla neighborhood or what my village got. Fifthly, the embedded voters. There are some embedded Congress voters, embedded AGP voters, embedded BJP voters. Then sixth voter kind of voter is wait and watch. They wait till the last moment, and whoever has the edge over others, they go for those kind of voters. And there are some pockets of issue-based voters. So my point was, the classical old days of 60s and 70s, by looking at the candidate, by looking at the political, by looking at the issues that you cast your vote, those days are gone. There are certain pockets. I do not deny that. But that days of issue-based political party has given way to primordial, what I call primordial political identity. So that is where I find little bit problematic with the newly formed regional political formulations because of lack of organization, because of ideological conviction. They might find little bit difficult. This is my crux of my argument.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you, Noni Gopal Mohanto, at this stage, and while continuing with the debate. Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary, we are talking about an electoral battle. We are talking about a formation of a government after the elections in 2021. So we need some practical approach. My question is, is the Congress, is the AIUDF and the Congress a big no-no for the regional political parties? Is the Congress a taboo for the regional political parties? Because you cannot deny the fact today that the Congress and AIUDF is a major political formation after they announced that they are going to fight the elections together.
See, the coming together of the Congress and AIUDF will hardly have any relevance on the regional scenario. Let me make it very clear. The voters who traditionally vote for AIUDF and Congress, they will never vote for any regional party. Okay? So therefore, in the event of Congress and AIUDF coming to forge an alliance, then they stand to gain amongst themselves in the sense some more minority immigrant Muslims would become MLA. That is one side. Now what I am trying to project first is regionalism is still very, very, very relevant in this state. Merely because these AGP, they have failed to deliver the goods, they have betrayed the people's cause, that does not mean that regionalism has lost its force. No, it is still alive. It is the time now all the regional forces, they must join hand. And I'm sure they will join hand. They've got no other alternative. And in the process, they can definitely emerge as a strong political force. They may not have sufficient number to form the government, but they will definitely be in the forefront. And secondly, now you see, you can't altogether forget the BPF's role. They will come up with 10, 15 odd seats. Therefore, it will be a very interesting scene. See, don't rule out, don't please, for heaven's sake, do not write off the regional forces.
Nobody is writing off.
It is there. It is going to be there. Only thing is, they by themselves would be in a position to form the government. That, of course, I can't say today. But definitely they will come up with...
Nobody is writing off the regional forces. Rather, people have renewed interest in the regional forces because so many regional players are now emerging on the scene. Final comments from you before I go to the other panelists for their final comments. Professor Uttam Duara, do you agree with Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary that the regional forces have no alternative but to enter into alliances, but to fight the elections with kind of seat adjustments and some kind of electoral alliances? That is the only option left before the regional parties.
Yes, I do agree with him. And at the same time, I would like to tell certain other things also, because all of us who are familiar with the genesis of the AGP and its journey to the recent times, we have clearly seen, the people have clearly seen that the AGP is no longer a regional party that people put their trust on. And what is worse, of late, AGP has degenerated into a club of 10 to 12 self-serving politicians. And AGP has voted supporting the CAA and betrayed the Assamese people. So we expect that the people will vote for the regional parties this time. That is there. And the Congress also has problems because people can clearly see that they are dubious in their attitude. In the Brahmaputra Valley, they oppose the CAA, whereas in the Barak Valley, their attitude is completely different. People are looking at these things. And AIDF people now understand. Even the minority people, religious minority people, they are also not going to vote for AIDF because in our recent convention in Tejpur, all the 3 Barak Valley districts are represented. Gwalpara and Dhubri and all these districts are represented. And also Borpeta and Jonia, all these assembly seats are represented by people. And we are very, very sure that regional party will do very well. But at the same time, yes, I agree with Mr. Chaudhary that we will have to put up a fight together with all the regional parties, definitely with alliances.
All right. Now, my final, I'd like to turn to Mr. Swapnanil Barua. Mr. Swapnanil Barua, do you think the BJP is going to have the last laugh? Because, you know, on one side, you have the AGP, which is going to be in some kind of a trouble. But on the other side, the regional parties will have to decide whether the BJP is their bigger enemy or the Congress and AODF is their bigger enemy. So that will be a big dilemma in front of the regional political parties, do you think?
Wasbir, I'll not go into that aspect of it. My assertion would be that the people of Assam will not be swayed by emotions. They will be hard-nosed and would look for themselves that which is the party to bank on to bring about economic and cultural development of Assam in the fastest pace, and that party is going to be BJP.
Okay, we'll have to wait and watch. These are, we are just warming up for the elections, which is about 7 to 8 months away. We'll have more discussions on this. But yes, the battle lines, as I said right in the beginning, battle lines are absolutely drawn. And as Mr. Kamal Nayan Chaudhary said, it is definitely going to be a triangular contest, the BJP and the AGP formation on one side, along with their allies in the Bodo heartland, as well as the Rabhas and Misings. That will be one alliance. The Congress AODF will be the second major formation in the fray. And of course, the new regional forces that are, some of them have already emerged on the scene, like the Sanjukta Ansolik Dol and the ASU-backed political party. The focus is on the ASU-backed political party, how they are going to behave, who they are going to choose as their allies, whether they are going to be compelled to enter into some kind of an alliance with the Congress AIUDF combined. We don't know. Anything can happen in politics. Whether they will also have the Krikhak Mukti Sangram Committee in their fold. If Akhil Gogoi is to be believed, he is saying that they have to put up a united fight, and some of the ASU leaders saying that once a political party is formed, it is up to them to decide as to who they are going to choose or pick as their allies. So anything can happen. The situation is fluid. But yes, we are poised. The state is poised for a very, very keen electoral battle in 2021, and there is no doubt about that. I'd like to thank all my panelists for participating in this very engaging discussion and the viewers for watching the program. Good night and goodbye.